How long has white supremacy existed? I don't know. But it's not necessary to know. What is necessary is to have a code, because it's put together by a code. And the theory is, and I think it's a logical theory, the concept, counter-racist concept is, anything that people put together, people can take apart. Because people have asked me, well, what do you do? It sounds so disparate. I mean, what can you do about this thing called racism? You just study how it's put together. Like you study how a building is put together or a clock is put together. Once you figure out how it's put together and how it works, you can take it apart. And you just don't take it apart just to be taking it apart. You take it apart because it shouldn't exist. And when you take something apart, the law of compensation says you should replace it with something. That's the law of replacement, the law of compensation. When you move something, if you move a tumor, you should replace it with something that works better. And the system of white supremacy is a tumor on the minds and bodies of the people of this planet, because it's very destructive. It produces things very well. But what is the problem with white supremacy? In the production of things, it throws away millions of people, so that things become more important than people, particularly people of color. They are throwaway people, and it's deliberately designed to do this. And that's not the type of system that the creator of this planet, I think, just based on logic, had in mind, that people should conduct themselves with this wonderful planet in the manner that they do conduct themselves. And the worst way of conducting yourself has been proven on a huge scale, that you mistreat people who have color in their skin in order for fun, for glory, and for profit, because that's what the system of white supremacy is designed to bring. Now, everybody likes fun, for the most part, a normal person. Everybody likes glory, glory meaning, people pay attention to you because you're doing something that is useful or doing something that would attract their attention. People kind of like to attract attention of other people. We're just kind of that way. A little boy wants to get the attention of the parents and whatnot. So he cries out, from the crib, pay me some attention, whatnot. It's sort of a natural thing. And you also want material gain. The little boy wants his rattle. He wants his toy. You want material gain. So the white supremacists set up a system saying, we can set up a royalist system, because that's what it's really based on. It's based on a system that came presumably before white supremacy. And that is the system of, let's say that every white person, every person classified as white, is royal, is a king, is a queen, is an emperor, or an empress. And everybody who has color in his or her skin is going to be a subject to that royalty. So they pass that idea around. I don't know when, like I said before, but somebody did it, because the evidence is here. And somebody said, you think that'll work? I'm just kind of imagining now that you can set up a system based on the color of a person, and you can, and that you can classify a whole category of people on their color as being subservient, as not having no voice at all, just being permanent beggars and slaves to people who you say don't have color. And somebody said, yeah, why not? Because that's what a lot of our royalist systems are set up along those lines anyway. But if you put that royal system on the basis of color, look at all of the people of color that are on the planet. And if you can get them to buy into it or force it on them, think how wonderful that will be for the little cadre of people who are classified as white, when most of the world's people are not white. But you have all of these people at your command. You just push buttons and they do what you say. Wouldn't you like that? And somebody say, well, that sounds kind of evil. Yes, evil, but hey, think of how convenient it is. See, I'm just imagining how the scenario probably went down. either directly or indirectly, because the evidence is here. So somebody said, hey, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try to put the Royalist system on a color basis and see how that works. Well, whomever tried it, it took off like a brush fire. And it is stuck with this world as far back as anybody who's breathing now can remember. And it's called the system of white supremacy, the most powerful political and religious idea ever thought up in the minds of people. There's no religion more powerful right this minute in 2016 than the religion of white supremacy.